Hello and welcome back to Encounter Proposal. This episode is a HypoCRITS episode where we get really judgmental about complete strangers' ability to play board game good. I'm, as always, the critical failure Will, joined by my good friend and game master.
Hello, I am Kyle.
You right today, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How about you? How you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Real world wise, getting messed around a bit by doctors and stuff, but board game wise, I've been reading Dragonbane and Lancer.
You vaguely described Lancer to me. I love the idea of it.
Oh man, it's like Titanfall, but like a different art style, like a really unique art style. Mechanically, you're playing like missions that you can fail objectives in, a bit like XCOM, which I think is really exciting for a TTRPG. Feels like you can jump in at any time.
It just sounds so fun. It's such an interesting. Like I've obviously thought about running a game like that in like a tabletop, but I don't know. Someone fully fleshing out a system like that, it seems like a little daunting. I'd be worried it's complex.
There's rules for downtime. So like between the missions, you go back to the headquarters, and depending what level you are, you've got different access to new information from other people. You're allowed through certain doors that you weren't allowed through before because you're now higher ranks. You've got access to better mechs than you did before, better upgrades. They don't have like coins or currency. When you're level 2, you have access to all the level 2 mechs, but you can only take one at a time, obviously, because you can only take one into battle, but you've got access to all of them because you're that level of soldier.
That's really fun. That's a really cool way of doing that. Like you've just got a big toy box and you just choose whenever you. Oh, that's really fun. I
Yeah,
like that.
and the pilot's abilities are all like up for customization. So you could say that your pilot is like, oh yeah, he gets a buff every time he says a quip. And as long as you can argue,
Wait.
as long as you can argue that a quip has been said, you can get that buff.
So, th- I love it. That's
Yeah.
such a,
The example they give, I think, is fists to face +2, and it's like every time you think you can argue that fists to face applies, you get that +2 bonus.
uh, right. Okay.
So it's like
That
if
sounds fun though.
yeah, so it's like instead of like agility and fast talk and stuff, you came up with them yourself.
Yeah.
So that seems
You're
really
like
cool.
writing your own sheet.
Um, Completely opposite to that, Dragonbane.
Oh God. I
Yeah,
remember you saying it was a little bit.
yeah. If you like
It,
Dragonbane, I'm sorry, not for what I'm about to say, but because you've been through that experience. It seems like hell. It seems like hell.
it. So what do you find is like the issue with it?
Um, how they do leveling, how they differentiate
Mhm.
classes, and I have a huge issue with their initiative system.
Oh no. I know we literally just talked about initiative.
Yeah.
So
So you got your 4 players, right?
yeah.
You get a bucket. You put cards in it, numbered 1 to 10. They draw a
Okay.
card out the bucket.
Mhm.
That's their initiative.
Okay.
If you have a
I've seen.
if you have a stealth or like a sneak attack, you get to pick the number.
Oh. Um.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No. I. It feels like it didn't go through anyone else.
It feels
Does that make sense?
it feels too clunky. It would be like if we were playing a game and it was like, oh, I cast fireball. Okay, let me go grab my bingo ball wheel, round around a couple of times. Oh, 66, that means you do 2 damage. Like, what does it mean?
The initiative tombola has been brought out once again.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I would like to cast investigation. Okay, and I like take out 3 cards from my pocket. One is blue, one is green, and one has a rabbit on it. And you're like, I'd like the green one, please. And I go, no, you failed your roll. Take them away.
You're not allowed. You're only allowed to join you. So, right, my idea for our in it games initiative. Ignore last episode, please.
Yep.
Depending on when this comes out. So we get a big sheet that everybody gets with 100 numbers, and you get little stamps, and you stamp on 2 numbers, and you make little squares out of them, and then another person gets a big cage that they can rattle around full of little balls with numbers on them. And if they call out 5 of your numbers, you join the initiative count.
I've got an idea for initiative.
Please, please.
Right. You get a pig, right? You have a pig
Okay.
and you hot glue your miniature to its back
No.
and you race them, and whoever's pig wins.
Is first in the initiative, and
First
then
in
you
the
pull them
initiative.
back to the beginning,
Yeah,
and you go again.
you go again. If you draw, I don't know what to tell you. That pig's
Just
all right
to
again.
just to state this again. Sorry if you like Dragonbane.
I don't know if you like Dragonbane, but I'd rather watch a pig lose a race than pick a number out of a hat.
I've
Can I spoil
I've
my ballot?
seen that. So,
When I
sorry.
put my number in the hat, can I spoil my ballot as a form of protest?
How would you go about doing that?
I just write "fuck you" on a card.
You're supposed to write.
DM, what does "fuck you" mean?
Get out of my table. Get out of my house.
I start singing "Red the Blood of Angry Men" from Les Mis.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Les Mis?
No, why would I have? I heard it's very good.
Wolverine's in it.
I know, but he's not the Wolverine in that, which I found out in about 10 minutes, so I turned it off.
I feel like he could be though. There's no reason that that's not Wolverine.
He sings.
Yeah, but there's no reason
It,
it's not Wolverine. So if you take the music as magical realism,
okay,
he could be
okay,
Wolverine.
okay, I see. Is that why you watched it?
No, I watched it because it's my dad's favorite thing.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's fun for no one. No one apart from him.
it could be worse. Mine's is this Seven Brides for Seven Brothers?
Oh, that sounds. I don't even know what that is. That sounds wrong.
Yep,
Sounds dodgy.
it's I don't know. I think I've seen it once. It's interesting.
Did they glue miniatures to the Seven Brides?
Yeah, yeah.
Are they right?
Yep, they just send them off.
Not that I'm calling
Um,
brides pigs. That's
I was gonna say
completely tangential. Hypocrite. This is hypocrites number one. There's meant to be
yes.
organization to it. This is a thing we wanted to do where it's basically looking at tabletop Am I the Asshole on various online forums. Feel free to submit if you've got any yourself. And we're just
Please,
gonna,
would love to hear them.
yeah, we'd love to hear if you think you've been wronged by a DM, and we're just gonna give our opinion on it off the cuff, because you know we that's what the podcast is us giving opinions on things we aren't fully qualified to.
Exactly, as everyone loves.
Yeah. What is art if not an opinion that no one asked for?
Two white men judging people online.
It's never been done before, I
Oh,
don't think.
I don't think so. I'm very proud of us.
This might be the only podcast that's two white men. I think this is the
You know
first
what?
one.
I think we delete the whole channel description and just write that.
Two white men.
Yeah,
I think I'll do really well.
yeah,
I think that'll do
and
really well.
and then we'll give people awful advice.
Yeah. Oh no, we think it's good advice.
No, it's really good
Shit, we should
advice.
have called this like just mansplaining.
Man, that would not have gone well. Right. As I've been setting this up a little bit, and because it's a it's a tabletop podcast. Do you have dice to hand?
Oh shit, I do not, but I can get some.
Oh, okay, go get some.
I have got some.
Oh, that was very quick. I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
You don't want to know where I was shelving my dice.
Oh no, no. Roll a d4 for me.
Okay. Do I tell you my number?
Yes.
Maybe that's how we do dice. You'd have to guess.
Sorry,
3.
you did not join the initiative game.
Uh,
Okay. Um.
uh,
s-
maybe next time,
So.
Miss Piggy. Maybe next time.
Oh. So, this one is called Strong Lady.
Right.
I
Okay.
I haven't screened any of these. I chose 4 that weren't 8 paragraphs,
Okay.
as people who play D&D love to tell you about it, but hate to hear about it. So I'm sure this is going to go down really well.
This is going to be great.
Um,
I hate to hear things. I hate people just in general. So I'm sure I'm going to be
I,
bad cop.
I hate listening. I hate listening to other people.
I hate other people's
S-
opinions.
So, Strong Lady. This is 3 months old and no one's commented on it. So we're here to help. My party has been playing a campaign with a player who's new at DMing. Their second campaign. I don't know if that's new at DMing. Uh, but they're considered a seasoned player. He has a DMPC who is prevalent in the story. My character has been pretty standoffish to the NPC due to him being a paranoid archaeologist slash thief. Well, my character has on multiple occasions openly questioned the NPC's motives and logic, such as when she wanted our 4-man group to assault the throne room since she couldn't. I reminded her that we are, for the most part, untrained in combat and this isn't a good idea. 2 of our characters were not combat orientated, and this wasn't supposed to be more than light combat at best. I have also openly done the opposite of what the NPC says because I don't trust her and she seems too strong and too knowledgeable to my character. Some things happen, and when we end up in the throne room with 2 dead players, leaving me and the paladin to I'm
I've heard
this
of railroading being a big issue. This sounds like the DM built a train conductor.
yeah, so it's I can already tell what's going on. It's someone's gotten the DM is again like pretty confused at maybe your group doesn't like to listen to you.
Or- yeah, or isn't good at picking up on the DM's
Like,
advice.
yeah, they're not really good at like following campaign leads. So they're like, oh, I'll just have a character come in and tell them what to do.
Which I feel like a lot of people have done before. I don't think that's too big of an issue. But also, if you bring in
No.
like, I am really strong and cool, you should go do this thing. I can't do it by myself. That sounds real shifty.
Yeah, but also like, do you know when you say that? Do you ever like look at characters that you've written for your campaign and kind of panic slightly because you can kind of see it?
Um, I don't think I'm about to say I don't think I've done that, but you're in my campaigns. If you're about to just like throw the finger. Um,
Actually, look, I'm on about my own. Like,
um,
I feel like I introduce NPCs who are like,
oh, you mean
I'm really
Drish?
strong.
Drish, real
No,
cool, man.
no, he's trying his best. He's also attempting the thing,
Yeah,
so I think he's fine.
but also he's real grumpy and unmotivated to tell us what he's up to, so I think that's fine. I had
So true.
Orkmir help you, and then he immediately betrayed you. He was shifty, so that's I think the
That's
closest
true,
I've
but
got.
that was plot though. That wasn't
Yeah, I think
a DM.
everyone I've given that helps you, aside from maybe one, is completely incompetent.
Okay.
Like you've got the Tabaxi that's trying to learn magic, but he's illiterate, so he's learning it wrong.
Mhm.
Um,
That's
the flesh golem that's got barely any can barely form a sentence, and the like PTSD riddled war vet. I think the only useful one I've given you is a vampire hunter who's a sorcerer monk. Um, so that's a that maybe that's
they're
the
very fun.
fix. That's the fix. Make this strong woman incompetent.
Yeah, I think it's on the DM, but also maybe no, no, I'm not. I can't even. I can't even slightly. I was gonna say maybe it's on the players slightly for not being able to follow hints, but enjoy the game.
I was
And if
devil's advocate. Cut the new
okay,
DM some slack. You can see what they're
yeah,
doing. It's clear what they're trying to do.
you're mad they're telling you about the game.
And if I was their DM, I would make that strong woman betray them because they think she's shifty, and that's more interesting than her not being shifty.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, and I'm worried this is going to become the answer to every single one of these, but session zero really helps this. One of the things that I picked up on was like, oh, two of our characters are not combat orientated. If they aren't, and it's a combat campaign, the DM just hasn't warned you enough about what's going on.
well, like you fight things in D&D. Half your sheet is I shoot fire from my hands, or I have a
Yeah,
sword.
I knew you'd find issue with someone not writing a combat
What?
character.
Why are you here? Why? Why have you come here?
Yeah, you can't really pick an adventurer or like in a game that like I can't even say has combat mechanics. I'm gonna say half the game is combat,
Yeah. Uh,
maybe
again,
a third.
I like punch thing. I think you like role playing a lot more. I mean, I obviously
I
I enjoy it a lot, but you know what I mean.
I like combat, but I think I have like I have a boring way of looking at combat, like the way that I build some of my characters tends to trivialize combat. I don't think it's very fun, and I'm trying to break out of it.
How do you mean?
Well, um, giving like a ranger having like +10 to hit, plus having hunter's mark, plus being able to like call on the drake thing, plus almost going a grung for poison, plus
Pack
oh, what
tactics.
was the other thing I
Pack
was going to do?
tactics.
Pack tactics, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's great fun balancing for a character that gets plus like 12 to hit. Um, Everything's AC has to be like 20 or it's non-existent. Um, but I think it pushed me to write more interesting encounters because they're more puzzles than just beat the AC, which I would push for in our game.
Yeah, I think that's been one of your like strong points. I've said a couple times before, like that's always been so impressive how like combat's never just been kill thing.
Yeah, I think for ours, for our idea, if
Mhm.
I'm gonna use this as an example, but like extrapolate a little bit. Say your team is fighting a werewolf and you don't have a silver bullet, you can't kill it.
Yeah.
It won't die. You can slow it down. You can win the encounter. It won't die because you don't have the thing that kills it. I
Mm.
think that's a line
No,
I
I,
want to
I
go down.
I like that a lot because it just like penalizes you for being unprepared. I
Or even just like it
I'm
makes you could have one werewolf haunt a village as like a bigger thing. And it's like, oh shit, we have to go find a silver bullet. Because is it Leshen in Witcher where you have to
yes,
break their totems?
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, is it Lesh? There's something like that in Van Richten's guide where like your werewolf curse works differently. The one that we did in Strahd.
I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think my character could be a werewolf in Strahd. So
What do you mean?
I played a paladin werewolf in Strahd.
Yes,
Who was a, just like lycanthropy. Paladins are immune to disease,
it happened when you were a baby.
and it can unhappen, or can it not unhappen through immune to disease?
Um, it's a curse. It's not like a disease.
That's fair. I just wanted to say that
I
struck my brain the other day, and I was like, ah,
oh no, I fully also thought about it. Like it's stressful,
yeah.
but I think it worked. I think it worked.
So,
because it was you had to like drink a potion that you make like in a really difficult way, and it only has the potential of actually working.
like
And
Skyrim.
then if it, yeah, I think so. I didn't think you liked
I
Skyrim.
don't like Skyrim. This is my hottest take. I think Skyrim is bad. I did get vampirism within 30 minutes of playing. I think it's bad.
I don't even know how you did that.
No one would talk to me in the tutorial area, Kyle, because I was a vampire.
When I when I played it, I played on the PS3 version, so it wasn't as polished. And I killed one of the NPCs, and dragons wouldn't spawn. So when I went over to my friend's house and he was playing it, I went, "There are dragons in this game. There's a dragon on the box. It's the logo for the game."
I know the lore. I know more lore than a lot of people who've played the fucking game, but
Yeah,
fully
it's a
against my
bore.
will.
Yeah, The Witcher is a better fantasy RPG, but then again, also Baldur's Gate. Hot
Yeah,
takes, I know.
I've been playing Ashen. That's pretty fun,
That looks fun.
pretty good. But it's a lot more on the Dark Souls side, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But the world seems cool. I'm a big fan of it, and it doesn't
Hmm.
make you do what Skyrim does, which is if you get to the bottom of a fucking 20-minute dungeon, you have to walk back out the way you came.
Amazing. Oh god, it does do that,
It
yeah.
does. It does. Then half of your gameplay is walking back.
Baldur's Gate just spawns like magic teleport circles that kind of come out of nowhere, but it's fine because you know it's a game.
Yeah, Diablo does that, doesn't it?
Um, yes, I think it does. I think it does. I know 4 didn't. That was a tough game to play. Um, so do you have a D3 on you?
A D3? Ah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dragonbane uses D3. It made me want to throw my computer out the wall.
No way. How does it?
I was
For what?
I was already mad. I think that was my one of my problems. Was I went in angry, um, and it was like this is you got a D20. Everyone knows about D20s. You got a D6. The other dice this game uses a D3. What?
They ask you if you've got your D120 on you.
What one is
You
that?
seen one of these?
It's like I'll take a
No.
D6 and halve it. Just use a D4. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It is, yeah, it's so dumb. If you have a look in the chat, I've just shared with you, and it should be up on screen, a D120.
Uh, what, what?
And there are these guys online who have made a dice tray that you can have like printed that has a table that lets you use the D120 as a replacement for every type of dice you could need,
It hurts my
except for
eyes.
D3. It does. It doesn't make sense.
It looks worse than the dice that's our logo. It looks less usable
Hey,
than our logo.
it's it's pretty rough. It's a
You,
strong choice. One of them glows in the dark, just in case you ever lose your iconic
I'm always losing my
D120.
dice. I roll my dice, it falls off the table into the into the dark cave. Thank God it
Okay,
glows. You know,
so where is it, my precious creature?
shit.
So, you haven't got your D3. Do you have 3 pigs?
Um, no, I've only got two.
Useless. Right. Okay. Well, keep them ready because we'll get rid of one of these soon.
Awesome.
Um, the next one is this is
Ugh.
interesting. Am I the asshole for banning my player for playing certain things?
Hmm. Okay, I'm going to reserve judgment, but yes.
Warning. Fair enough. Warning, this is rough.
Okay.
Um, Hi guys. I know the title sounds bad. I feel like the asshole because as a rule, I feel like I'm relaxed and fair GM.
I disagree. A relaxed and fair person does not go on Reddit.
Okay. Hey, I hate the website so much. But it's my particular player that I ban from playing certain roles or classes. Otherwise, I let anything fly. It's ironic because number two is anything but fly. Oh, so the list of things I don't allow him to play and why. Number one, female characters. I have
Oh,
no issue with gender bending if it makes sense for the character, but every time he wants to play a female character, their number one priority is get a boyfriend or going underwear shopping. Okay, yeah, I get why you banned this person.
what?
I realize.
What?
Okay.
I was on board until underwear shopping because I was like, maybe they're exploring, you know?
Yeah, no, I get
They're
the
like,
first one. I
yeah,
can I can kind of I
what?
don't play D&D like this.
What? We enjoy roleplay differently. Can you imagine if I did
Uh,
that in Curse of in Call of Cthulhu?
I you'd be hard pressed to find an interesting place to go.
Oh, you're telling me that I'm surrounded by horrific fish people and the Mothman and not a single Ann Summers? What is this? Hell?
God, these Innsmouthers, they just really should have thought about how they built up this village.
I'd like to roll to investigate to figure out what exactly Victoria is hiding from us. What is her
It's
secret?
it's so like who
Okay, okay. I think we've established the issue with the first one is that they are
oh
Misfits
no, there's
season
more
3.
for the first one.
Oh God, okay.
He also chooses to play all these characters with the most cringy falsetto, which isn't normally an issue if that's how you have chosen to voice them, but all my other players complain it makes them uncomfortable, and despite being told this, he keeps doing it.
This hmm. I think we once played a game where you did a very high pitched voice and it was very funny, but it was funny for like 5 minutes.
What game was this?
Monster Prom.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. No, I remember. That was
Um,
the same voice that I did from when I played Doki Literature Club.
uh,
That's why I remembered it so well. And also, I didn't do it the whole time.
no, I don't. Oh, because I'd love to play at a table with like a pantomime dame, but I don't think this is that.
I was, I, it'd be weird if it was being played for like a joke, and I can tell it's not. I don't know how to. This is weird. Um,
It feels a little sodgy. I don't know how to
I
explain
know
it.
what you mean. Yeah. Then it gets to the point he uses it as a chance to go underwear shopping or go into public changing rooms and bathrooms to perv on other. Okay, yeah, just bin this
Why are
guy.
they in your game? How have
Just,
you let that
just
happen?
kick them out.
When I don't
Who's
think I've ever even had an idea where I've gone, oh, I've got to make sure that this area has wolves, it has a castle, it has a public changing room.
yeah, I. Everybody in my D&D is built like Ken dolls. Sorry,
You've got not a single ball in sight.
not at all. I refuse. I don't know. Like, I think romance done well can be a very fun like arc,
But
and it can be
you're
really
only
good.
saying that because I do it.
No, I mean I've done it too
That's true.
in in Sunder, but you have done it well, and it was what kind of gave me the confidence to do it.
And
But I don't know. It's like
you did it specifically just to fuck with someone.
yeah, I mean, why else would you do it if not to give that person another weakness to exploit as the villain?
Oh, you have amnesia and the most lovely husband you've ever known. Isn't he wonderful? Also, you have another husband.
And they're from the Fae, and
Oh,
they have a different name for you, and they're angry you have a new husband.
and they're a
Yeah,
wolf fox man.
they're a
They're a
foxman.
fox man. You fucked the
I've
fox man.
made them a fairy.
I can't believe you were like, one of you has amnesia and it's because you're a Frankenstein. The other one of you has amnesia and it's because you fucked a fox and you don't want to remember.
Hey, both of you came to me with amnesia. This is not my fault.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm working with the cards I've been dealt.
You came to me with the
Um,
opposite of amnesia for my campaign, where like Sofa's like, I have 400 years of knowledge. Cool,
it
man.
it
I
works.
love elves.
Wait, me also? Yeah, elves are so fun.
I've lived for 500 years and I have an eidetic memory. Huh? You want me to write 500 years of history?
It's so. This is why we made them snap, crackle, and pop in in our
Yeah.
game because that doesn't work.
Elves die the second they ask the DM for something that's stretched too far.
Um, as soon as like, do I remember? And that's their kill switch.
Elves die when they try and think of something that happened 3 years ago. Or they
I
go
like that.
lingerie shopping.
Yeah, that's another one that's on the list.
Do you think I'd look cute in a bang? Like a puddle. A puddle of sinew.
Puddle. Yeah, this one's
What's
awful.
number two? What's
So
number two?
the number two is, and I'd like to remind you, I know this sounds bad, but I like to think I'm a relaxed and fair GM, and I allow almost anything that flies.
Okay, cool.
Number two is anything that
Right,
flies.
yep. Yep.
This is purely and simply because he constantly uses it. Me, building up to the big bad evil reveal. You're all walking down the alleyway. Him, I'm flying.
I'm
Me,
flying down the alley.
it's a very narrow alleyway. Him, yeah, but like he's flying just above them. Oh, okay. Yeah. Or as soon as he is free to go around, he starts flying around with constant with constant sound.
Carl, can you describe a scene for me? Go ahead, just describe a normal D&D scene for me. Describe one.
with with constant sound.
Yeah, give me a scenario.
I, um. Okay. So you walk into a very large,
I
bustling.
fly into.
You. Okay, you fly into a very
Flap,
large,
flap, flap,
bustling.
flap, 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 flap,
You can see
flap,
that there is
flap, flap,
quite
up
a
drop,
lot of
flap,
people
flap,
all
flap, flap, flap,
moving
flap,
to and
flap,
fro. There's a big
flap, flap,
fountain in the
flap,
center.
flap, flap, flap.
Get out of my house!
Constant sound. I think
I
it's
was
fucking
not.
Iron
I,
Man. It's in the corner. What does
do
it
you think?
mean?
Okay, do you think they're making the sound effects, or do you think they have like a soundboard that
Oh,
they're
that's even
just like,
funnier. Oh
you
God.
know, like the duck noise on like the default duck on Discord?
Oh
I
man.
fuck.
Please,
I was
please say
not.
that's what that is. That's amazing. It's amazing. I'm in support of that.
I.
Just like,
I.
DM, am I allowed to fly in this space? Oh yeah, there's enough room. Okay, cool.
Quack.
I'm in the air.
I just. This was not what I was expecting at all. I was kind of. I should have proofread these.
Oh man, no, I'm a big fan of this. Okay, so they can't be trusted because they keep trying to be a sexy sky woman with a high pitched voice
Yeah.
and
Um.
like a motor.
Uh. So they use flying as an excuse to magically appear anywhere in the city. He's by the docks, but one of my other players is at the gatehouse on the opposite side of the map and has discovered something. All of a sudden, he's there because I was flying around and saw you, and we'll keep arguing until he's blue in the face. Okay.
Blue in the face.
So, so metagaming is another one there.
Yeah, roll
This hits
roll
all the
perception.
points.
You can't see more than like 120 feet. That's insane.
Yeah, it's so like it's so interesting that to have a player like this.
There's no lingerie shop nearby you. I'm flying the sky and I can see. I've got bird's eye view. I can see one. I fly to the
I
nearest. I fly to the nearest primer.
like I don't get how these issues get so far, because you have to make a lot of these things to allow them to happen.
That's true.
I get not proofreading a character, and I get like, oh, they fly everywhere, but like, yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes they're just scared to say no, because specifically that like underwear one, like, you are the world, so you're saying it's there, and if you don't say it's there, it's not there. And if they continue to say like, oh well, I see it anyway, surely you just don't invite them back,
Roll a
because they keep.
constitution. You're insane. You think you can see lingerie shops. That's a fucking delusion that you have. I don't know. I feel like there's enough flying creatures that you just make them have an encounter on their own and kill them.
Yeah, oh my, yeah, honestly.
There's dragon whelps. No one can hear you cry. Oh no, you're too high up.
Number three is interesting, or do we want to stay on
No,
anything that
no,
flies?
I'm compiling them. So
Okay. Number three is anything that shapeshifts.
because then it could fly and be a woman.
As a GM, I am not a big fan of shapeshifters anyway, but with players, I do allow the benefit of the doubt. However, this player decides he wants to play a shapeshifter that he wants to change his appearance constantly. His current record was 10 times in the space of 10 minutes for no other reason than he wanted to. He also uses this as a case to try and be creepy. He decided to change into another PC's character. She was playing a female human. I looked down his top, then was pissed off because I said, "You're like a Barbie doll down there." Oh, they'd hate me. No.
Well, no, because like a shapeshifter, if you shapeshift into someone,
You're
surely,
changing your attributes to what you can see.
yeah, surely you don't have your like clothes are stuck to your skin kind of thing. Your clothes are your skin, unless you've seen them take that off. In which case,
Y-
you know,
Well, I would have it that like their skin changes, but they still like wear the same clothes that they were wearing when they started the adventure.
okay. But wow, they don't know what the skin looks like. They can only change their face and hands,
Yeah,
and they could have cleavage but no boobs, which I think is
I think.
horrific conceptually.
Yeah, it's it's
That's just a gap. That's horrifying.
it's horrible. Um,
You don't like shapeshifting anyway.
no, I mean, changelings are really interesting, and they can be very powerful. The way that I've dealt with them in my game was that I pick like a certain attribute that they can't shift, that you kind of bake into their like natural ability. Like like you kind of make it a part of their personality. So for example, one of my characters, one of my NPCs has a rose like tattoo going down their left arm, and that they can't shift, but they can change everything else. So it's a way of them being able to like notice, or be noticed. Otherwise, you can do a lot, and it's pretty tough. Like another one can't change their height, one can't change their voice. One of them, their eyes are always that like pure white. Two of them are twins, and they always have to be the same thing. It's I find it a way to just mix them up, and it doesn't make them too broken, but also it's not just nerfing them, you're making a personality for your shapeshifter to feel unique, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think they need a little bit of a nerf so that there's like still a perception check, because I feel like if you do run into a shop, steal something, dash away, run around a corner, change what you look like, you can immediately have someone be like, "Oh, perception check," and they're, "Oh, well, what are they looking for? I look like a completely different person. They can't see anything," and then you just kind of win that encounter. So
yeah, I agree with you. I had a character that shapeshifted on occasion, but he'd always turn into tiny versions of someone to like take the piss. He was
who
always
was
clearly
this?
still him.
Yeah, who was this?
Glendon. He used
Oh,
to turn into
yeah, I know
tiny
it's
versions of the
shapeshift.
teachers and do impersonations of
Yes,
them.
Yeah, we did Spelljammer Academy.
Yeah, that was very fun. Right, so he can't
Yeah.
be he's not allowed to play a woman or fly
Can't fly
or
or
shapeshift.
shapeshift. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
I don't think that tabletops are for him. I think he should try um uh, any Google women. Google kiss a woman. Go outside, kiss a
Google
woman.
women. I think. Yeah. I don't know how you have the goal to like stand in front of your friends and just say these things out loud.
I'd like to look like you and look at your tits, please. What do you mean I can't do that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Like
it's a game. Why are you getting mad at me?
I'm just doing what I want to
I'd
do.
like to look like Kyle
What?
and see what his cock looks like. Roll, roll for perception.
Well, perception. You see nothing.
No, he's like a Ken doll down there.
He's like,
That's why you do it. You want everyone to be like you.
no. I just don't get it. Number four
Okay.
is literally a line. Uh, anything not pre-approved from the homebrew page. This is purely because he wants all the broken classes and isn't happy if I want to make a few amendments to make it more balanced to other characters.
Oh, dickhead. You're arguing with the ref at that point.
Yeah,
And I know
just
ACAB, but also fucking there is an authority at a D&D table.
it's just dumb. It's just so dumb. Number five is Draken, Draken, any of those homebrew. For
Okay.
those of you who don't know, these races existed on the homebrew forums. It's basically an elven dragon hybrid. Have you heard of
I've
this?
not heard of this. Sounds
Me
cool.
neither.
I'm Googling
The
it.
reason this is banned, ironically, by my GM, I unfortunately haven't had this in my system yet, is because of the aforementioned reasons that, and in his campaign, where we are all pulled into a different dimension where the dragons are more animal based rather than the intellectual creatures of standard D&D. It led to a blazing row because he wasn't able to talk to them despite being kin. Huh?
But some they might just not speak the same language. It's a different thing. Oh, for fuck's sake. It makes me very angry, that one.
Who I, I was about to mock something and then realize I've done it.
Okay, do it anyway.
I was gonna say, who writes a game where you're pulled into a different dimension? Strahd.
Right.
Strahd.
And Sunder.
Like,
All of us have done that, Kyle.
wait, what? How's Sando? What?
Hey,
Y-
it's planar.
Yeah, but the way that this sounds to me is like an isekai.
Yes.
Do you know what?
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what that
it
is.
doesn't sound like they've got like the choice to go back and forth. It sounds like someone watched one of those anime and was like, "Oh my god, that makes total
But
sense,"
also,
and
I
then
think
just
that is
ran.
fine, right? Like we're playing one where we're stuck in the Fae, and it works. But I guess we knew that going in.
Yeah, and you know you're gonna leave
You're
at
working to
some
leave.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, no, yeah, that's true. I think it's because like the Fae is so different and it is a different thing, whereas this sounds like it's like, oh, it's parallel to your regular like
Yeah.
your regular universe, but these are what like have changed and
I think it's more like if you went to speak to a dragon and you could speak dragon, and that dragon was primitive, like
Mhm.
like a or it devolved somehow to before it could speak, you won't be able to talk to it because it can't talk.
Yes, yeah. To me, it sounds like because with the Fae, there's like some similarities. Whereas it sounds like the only thing that's similar with this one, I don't know if I'm assuming too much, is that everybody speaks common. It's like, oh, can I speak Draconic? It's like, no, they speak a different Draconic because it's a different universe. Whereas if you're in the Fae and you speak Draconic, someone else is also just going to speak Draconic. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you've got so like if you could talk to animals, it's like Stick me with this one. You walk up to like a bear and you're like, "I cast talk to animals," and your DM's like, "Cool, you can understand it, but it's a French bear, so it speaks French."
Oh no. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay,
Is
that
like
sounds mean.
yeah.
Okay, I'd side with I don't know actually because they said that they keep taking homebrew that they've not had approved. The
Yeah,
DM can
yeah,
nix
it
any
sounds like
homebrew. It's up to them.
that again, to be fair. It's
Also, I know I don't like this person.
yeah, again, the other ones, I don't feel like you needed to list all of these. I feel like the first two really just kind of, oh no, the first
First
three, I'll
three,
give you that.
and I already
Yeah,
have a picture of this person, and I don't like it. Flying around, turning into women, looking at their chebs. Okay,
it's not, yeah, it's,
you
I
fucking
don't know how you
guy
like show
perv.
up next week. I just don't know how you do that and show up next week.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that and be like, "How was everyone's weekend? We up for doing this again?" No, I don't
No,
want to be in. I don't want to be around you.
you
So that one's
you you flew
closed.
above everyone so they could look up your skirt. I don't want to be around you.
Yeah, that's a choice.
They sound like they're just like trying to speed run the Mile High Club.
Maybe that's what it is. Any percent. They're
Any
just kind
percent
of like,
Mile High Club. I mean, that's at least surely the number on any percent Mile High Club is at least 18 years. Surely you've got to have like
please.
your 18th birthday on a plane. On a plane? On a plane.
I don't understand the Mile High Club, but I don't know if that's for right now.
What do you mean you don't understand it? When a man
Why
and a
would you
woman love each
bother?
other very much.
No, no, no. I
Or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or three men and a woman, or two non-binary people, or a fox and a man,
I
and that man's the
it's
husband.
a I just it's interesting to me. Um,
Someone started flailing a very large, like cartoonishly large ladder outside my house, and like that they're doing the speed run.
oh my god.
They're doing it.
So are we closing that one with they're probably a bad player? Kick them out. Why haven't you
Stop
already?
being friends with them.
Yeah.
Um, put out like a Facebook post that's like, this man, don't let him near changing rooms.
Let me check their account.
He's a
See if they've
certified
posted
freak
the other one.
7 days of the week. Don't let him on a plane. Don't give him wings. Don't let him shapeshift.
Did they post the same? Oh, okay. They've posted the same thing in just regular like slash D&D. Yeah, there's no follow up, which was the main thing I was hoping for.
I like the
Which is a
idea that
shame.
because I hate this person, when they walked up to that dragon, they were like, "In our board game, you speak common, right? We speak common over it, so you learn common, right?
Exactly.
Now look at my tits."
Oh,
I ban I ban changing rooms from our campaigns.
I bet. Yeah, yeah. That's. This conversation has banned changing rooms.
You get changed in a pocket dimension. No one can watch.
You get changed in a fade to black.
We used to get changed for PE, right? In secondary school, we had a boys and girls like changing rooms, but in primary
Mhm.
school, we just got changed in the classroom, and then in year 5, there were too many children, so the boys got changed in the hallway,
uh,
and often we had PE um, last subject. So we were getting changed as other people were leaving school. So they were walking past us in the hallway.
ew.
One of just a bad experience from my life.
Oh, that's horrible.
I remember
My
being able
God.
to see the parents lining up to pick up their kids when I was
Oh,
getting changed.
oh,
Didn't like it.
no.
I'm glad that I was about to say I'm glad that it was the boys that had that and not the girls. But it's still not good. It's
I think it's still really bad.
still really bad. It's all right. It was a Christian school. I'm sure nothing bad was happening.
Oh, mhm.
I'm sure it's all above board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh
Oh
god.
god. Do we do another? How long have we been going for? Do we do another one as like a palate cleanser from fucking Flappy
50
Mug?
minutes, but these last two
Flap,
are
flap,
quite
flap, flap, flap.
small.
I reckon we call it and we save those for the next episode of HypoCRITS.
Yes. Yeah, good idea.
Cool. So I hope you enjoyed HypoCRITS. There'll be more of
Yeah.
these, just whenever we feel like it, really, because they're a little bit easier to go through.
Yes, it's less prep, but it's very fun. It's fun to have this sort of it's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah. So thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you very much.